All right, welcome in 3-6, solving two-step inequalities. Earlier this chapter, we solved two-step equations. Now we're going to solve inequalities. We're also going to have to graph these inequalities on a number line. The process for solving these stays the exact same. We do not have to really change how we do things, but at the end, there might be something different, and we'll talk about that once we get there. Okay? So what are we doing today? I am learning to solve two-step inequalities and understand how to represent their solutions. That means putting them on a number line. I can use inverse operations to solve two-step inequalities. Inverse operations, we heard that when we were talking about equations. Same stuff. I can graph the solution on a number line. You've dealt with number lines in the past. You know what they are. And I can use inequality symbols correctly to show the solution. Okay? So we're going to jump right into this without example 1. Not a pretty example. It has decimals, but we'll survive. We're going to solve this the exact same way that we solved equations. I'm going to draw a line down. I'm going to circle my variable with everything that's attached to it. I'm going to get rid of whatever else is there. So I'm going to add 3.25. I'm going to add 3.25. That way it cancels on this left side, bringing down the negative 4.7x. Bringing down my symbol, less than or equal to. It looks like an L, has a line underneath it, less than or equal to. And now we're going to add this together. We get 0, 1, 1, 1, 4, 14, 10. All right? Now, what do we have to do? We've got the x by itself, just got something attached to it. When you have something attached to a variable, you have to divide by negative 4.7. Divide by negative 4.7. I don't know what $14.10 is divided by 4.7. If you have a calculator, this would be a great time to use it. You have 14.1 divided by negative 4.7. So we have x on this side, we have 3 on this side. Positive divided by negative is negative. Now, the important thing to remember about inequalities. I'm going to put it over here on the side. When you multiply or divide by a negative number, you must flip the inequality. So it was less than or equal to. We're going to flip it now to be greater than or equal to. It was less than, but because we divided by that negative 4.7, we had to flip that inequality. So, do you guys remember open circle versus closed circle for inequalities? Anybody? Anybody remember open versus closed? Let me teach you something real quick in case you don't. If we remember, we have less than, greater than. That's an open circle on a number line. We have less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. That is a closed circle on a number line. We have greater than or equal to for ours. So we're going to put a dot, a closed circle at negative 3. Now, what numbers are greater than negative 3? Would that be negative 4 and negative 5? Are those greater than negative 3? Or is negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, all these greater than negative 3? the x is on the left, so we can use this. If the x is on the left, we're going to go the way the arrow points. It's pointing to the right. So we're going to shade everything to the right. That's what we're doing today. Okay? We're solving two-step inequalities, which you may have done in the past. I'm not really sure. I know you've done simple inequalities. Now we're just adding that second step, just like we did for solving equations earlier. Right? Now we're here with fractions. What we're going to do is we can either do it all at the beginning or we can do it as we go. I'm going to say we do it as we go. We need same denominators. First things first, draw your line. Circle your variable and everything that's attached to it. We've got to get rid of everything else. So we're going to add 1/2 to each side. So over here we have 1/8 plus 1/2. We need a common denominator. So can we multiply 2 by something to make it 8? We can multiply this entire thing by 4. Because what you do to the top, you have to do to the bottom. That gives us 4 times 1 is 4. 2 times 4 is 8. So 1/8 plus 4/8 would give us 5/8. All right, so we have 5/8 is less than 3/4 x. All right. So we've added, we simplified. Now we have to multiply each side by the reciprocal. That means, we've talked about this before, flip the fraction. We are multiplying by what's attached to x, but we have to multiply by it flipped. And we do that to both sides. Okay? That way, everything on that right-hand side cancels, and we're left with, let's cross-cancel a little bit, 3 and 5, nothing goes into both 3 and 5, but what about 4 and 8? 4 goes into both of those. So I'm going to divide that by 4, I'm going to divide that by 4. That way my new problem is 1/3 times 5/2 is less than x. Did we multiply by a negative? No, we multiplied by positive, so we didn't have to flip our sign. What's 1 times 5? 5. What's 3 times 2? 6. So 5/6 is less than x. So we got to put something at 5/6. Is that going to be an open circle or a closed circle? Well, that's going to be open. X is on the right, so we can't use the which way the arrow pointing thing. What we can do is we can flip our entire problem. We're going to flip the entire thing. So this is also x. I'm putting it on the left-hand side, so I'm going to flip my inequality is greater than 5/6. All right. So now my x is on the left. I get to go the way the arrow points. It's pointing to the right, and it makes sense. Is 5/6 less than 1? Well, if you were to divide this, you would get a fraction. That's less than 1. Or not a fraction, a decimal. That's less than 1. So, again, that makes sense. Same process that we went through for solving multi-step or two-step equations, but now we're looking at inequality. So there's that extra step here at the bottom of having to graph that equation, or that inequality, sorry. One more problem here. Okay? Draw your line. We have a distributive property, so we got to do that first. Negative 2 times x gives me negative 2x. Negative 2 times positive 12. Negative times a positive is negative. 2 times 12 is 24. Greater than or equal to 4. Now, there's no distribution. I can't combine like terms. So I'm going to circle my variable and everything that's attached to it. I'm going to get rid of this minus 24 by adding it. Cancels on that left side, bringing down the negative 2x. Greater than or equal to 4 plus 24 is 28. I'm going to divide by negative 2. You should have bells going off in your head. Hold on. There we go. We're back. Announcements are over. You should have bells going off in your head because we're dividing by a negative. When you divide by a negative, you have to flip your inequality. Those negative 2's cancel. You have 28 divided by negative 2. Positive divided by negative is negative. 28 divided by 2 is 14. This is less than or equal to. So this is going to be a closed circle. Closed dot. Right. X is less than. X is on the left. You can go the way the arrow points, but plug a number in. Is negative 19 less than negative 14? The number's bigger, but because it's negative, we know it's opposite. So we are correct in saying that we are shading to the left. I know you guys remember shading number lines. Pretty sure you did it last year if you had Mr. Reed. Not sure if you were from somewhere else if you did it, but that is what it is. That's the end of 3-6. Go ahead and get that work done. And we have one more section left in this chapter.